Hi guys, welcome to the next video. So as you can tell by the title, I thought this was a really relevant video to do because I'm still quite ill, and I thought, why not do a video now that I've kind of my temperature's down. If you haven't known, my ears are completely blocked. I've got an appointment tomorrow, but also within that I've got the flu and it just hasn't gone. I've never had the flu this long. But getting back to the video, as you can see from the title, this is makeup when you're on your sick days, or minimal makeup when you're just not feeling 100%. I thought that was the perfect time. So what I wanted to do was really simple and easy makeup. So a lot of these things today are stick makeup, and I'm just going to get them. But I am going to pop my primer on. This is the E.L.F. Putty Primer, but we're going to go in with our Max Factor Pan Stick Foundation. We're going to go in with Putty Blush and Putty Bronze. Really simple. If you have stick bronzer, perfect. You know, I know that I have an E.L.F. monochrome, but it's a darker red and I wouldn't go out in the daytime for it. You could use it for nighttime, but it's like an E.L.F. duo, so you can use it for the lips and the blush. But basically, I thought this is so easy. Blend it in, really creamy, lovely, and set it. So the first thing I'm going to do, you don't have to do this step. I know when you're feeling ill, the last thing you want to do is put primer on, but just as an option, and I am doing really well with that. We're just going to pop it around the face, a little bit like moisturizer. But yes, this flu is driving me nuts, even to the point now where I've never had the flu this long. And obviously I'm still going to work, obviously being mindful of that, but it depends on people's contracts. You know, sometimes before COVID, our company paid sick leave. Now we're paid holiday, we're paid everything else, but after COVID, we don't get paid sick leave. So if I'm not really deathly ill, obviously I won't go in, but you know, the flu and things like that, I'll go in. So yes, so I've only put a little bit on, but you want everything to be minimal, everything to be quick, but you still want to look okay. So that's what we're focusing on today. Now I'm going to go in with that Max Factor Pan Stick. Now guys, I haven't actually shown these on camera in so long. I think 7 years ago I did a video on them, and I have a lot of different ones, and I will pop them down below. I do show, I think, 5 or 6 of them. This is 13 Nouveau Beige, and I think these Max Factor pan sticks now are so popular, foundation pan sticks. I always love the smell of these, kind of like a vanilla scent, but I think these really, for me anyway, these were my first kind of experience of pan stick makeup. So we're just going to pop that around. This is the one that suited my skin best. And I would say it's medium coverage, but I mean, I know Revolution do them, She Glam Machine do them, Profusion do them. I mean, most L'Oreal have obviously done them for a very long time. So I'm just going to do that much, I think, for now. And then I say that and then I go back in again. But yeah, I'm not feeling great, but I also I've got that, just when you have enough energy to maybe do your makeup and you have an appointment, or you just want to feel good about yourself, and this is quite minimal today. So I'm just going to spray with my hydrating mist, my mini blender, just to blend around the eyes first, and then I might use a brush for the rest, just to be careful around the eye area. And then we're going to go, I think I'll use a brush and just spray the brush for the rest. Yes, let's do that, because it's a thicker foundation. So what we're going to do is get my foundation buffing brush, and we are going to just spray that again with the vitamin E. Okay, and we're going to kind of just really, this is the perfect way to apply foundation if you're not feeling well and you want a quick result. Brushes definitely a little bit quicker, and you can see it's just given me, from my complexion when I started the video to now, you can just see it gives that coverage, and I'm really happy with it. It kind of just makes my skin look, you know, decent is probably the word I'd use. Also perfect for traveling as well. If you want a pan stick foundation, I think they're really good. So that's it, guys. I don't think I put another coat on, but yes, that's one application. And again, Max Factor pan sticks are very widely available. They used to be in Superdrug. Max Factor is in Superdrug now. I haven't seen the pan sticks, but they are available on Amazon from what I know. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is just go in with that color corrector. This is when my color corrector absolutely saves my life, because I always get kind of pronounced kind of gray areas because I'm not getting sleep, because you know, when you're kind of coughing, breathing, the whole thing at night seems to be when I lay down it gets a little bit worse. So what I'm going to do is just twist. This is a twist cap. I'm doing really well with this. This is the Maybelline Eraser Multi-Use Concealer in Peach. I do have it in another color, but I find the peach is really good just for the color correcting. They've got a green one as well, depending on your skin tone. And I'm just going to go around, but really predominantly today, I'm going under the eyes. So we're going to do that. And again, I'm probably going to use the sponge for this part. But I wanted to come on and also do a relatable video. I mean, you know, when you're feeling ill, no matter what you have, whether it's a long-term illness or just you don't feel well, but you want to feel confident, you have to go out. You're starting to feel like you could actually kind of do your makeup. Something really, so what I would suggest is anything pan stick. And it's such a quick application, guys. It's absolutely amazing. Anything like that. So your blushers, your bronzers, even putty things like this are so easy. What I like is because they're so blendable and they're quick. So that's what we're going to do now. The first thing I'm going to do before that though is because I am feeling quite self-conscious about my under eyes. I'm just going to blend the rest of that in. Is I'm going to go in with some concealer, and it's going to be the Rimmel, the Multitasker, which is a dupe for Tarte Shape Tape, I believe. Okay, I also got another travel ring light to bring with me to Ireland, so I will be doing an unboxing of that. It's not anything spectacular, but if it helps you guys and you're going away spring, summertime, and you still want to have that kind of light and you're recording or vlogging, mainly it's for vlogging, but you could certainly use it for makeup application just if you wanted to bring something for extra light. So yes, now that's kind of fully blended in. What we're going to do is go in, and this is what it looks like. It even has the same packaging as the Tarte Shape Tape. So concealer there. Mine is in, this is a 10ml at full coverage, and this is in porcelain. Okay. So again, I'm just going to dot that very lightly. With the color corrector, I kind of went a little bit more generously. But when it's the concealer, you don't need it absolutely everywhere. Okay, so again, I'm going to go in with that very specifically small. I actually have a smaller sponge than that. This is a smaller one, and we might go in with that just for under the eyes. I prefer a sponge. I know lots of people like the E.L.F. Concealer brushes. I just find the sponge, when it's not so damp and you're dabbing that into the skin, I get a longer kind of longevity out of my concealer that way. So what I'm going to do is just spray that slightly, not too much. Just let it hit the sponge. And then we're just going to take the tip of the sponge and gently dab that into the skin. But this doesn't take very long, and I cannot promote any sticks, as in foundation, blush, concealer, more than when you're feeling kind of, one, I always kind of say for travel, it's great, but also when you're not feeling well, it's super quick, super, super quick. Okay. And then just to the side, just blending that all the way out. And other side, we're just going to bring that up. It's such a beautiful day today as well. Absolutely beautiful. Sun's been shining all day. I think it's about 17 degrees. So for the UK, that's quite good. Okay, and then we're just going to move around the nose a little bit. I don't mind so much using a brush around the nose or the chin area, but I always kind of make sure if it's the under eye area, I always just kind of dab it. I don't try to drag it in any way, which sometimes you can do mistakenly with a brush. So okay, so I think that's the skin. And if you look at me from the start to now, I know I'm chatting away, so it was 8 minutes in now, but usually guys that wouldn't take me very long. And I kind of look substantially better than I did when I first came on, but I wanted to show you guys, like, when you are feeling ill, you don't look 100%, you don't feel 100%, you might be dehydrated, you know, you might be kind of, sinuses aren't great, and you just don't have the energy. So when you start to feel a bit better, and you just want something that you can walk outside and feel a little bit and maybe just not so self-conscious, something like this, guys, is really helpful. So now that we've done that, I'm going to use my E.L.F. Putty Bronzer. E.L.F. is coming to the rescue today. It wasn't on purpose in any way, and it's quite a light. This is in, I think it's Tanlines, or I've had it that long, guys. It might be, yeah, Tanlines. Okay, and I do need to put this back into my shop, not shop, my stash, but like makeup of the week type thing, to make sure I'm using it. Okay, I'm not going too crazy, just giving myself a little colour and making sure that that will be joined up then as we brush it out. Okay, so I'm going to use my same buffing brush from Real Techniques, and we're just going to start from the top, and you can see it's just giving me that, literally, as it says, kind of tan look. It's not overboard, it's not too strong. I'm just making sure that that always goes back into the hairline, so it looks kind of natural, basically. Now, some people go in additionally and do their bronzer, but I use what's remaining on the brush the majority of the time to go under the, unless I'm doing a really, really kind of strong contour, I use whatever's remaining on the brush from my bronzer, and then I go under the cheekbones. So that's kind of the brush. You can see it's just about made a little bit of a difference, giving myself a little bit of a tan, not anything kind of over the top. And now we're going to go back in and use instead the Putty blush, and this is in Tahiti. Yes, this is, and it's very light pink. It's coming off slightly darker on camera. And then have I remembered to bring my brow? I might have to go and get that in a second, but I've been using the E.L.F brow pencil. I might have to go and get it in a second, that's fine. So this is what this looks like. I'll just swatch it for you so you can see. There, kind of a peachy tone. It's coming off kind of deeper, as you can see, like a pinkish in the pot, but then when I do that, you can kind of see it's a peachy tone. And then I press it upwards, and then I just press that to the skin. I don't use a brush with the putty, not usually. I don't really want the brush. I always just find, particularly for putty, sponges and your fingers are the best kind of blenders for that. And it's buildable. I like the fact that it's buildable. Okay, on the other side, going upwards. Don't be afraid to bring it like right up the cheekbone as well. I can see there's some things that just need to be blended around the nose area as well. And you can see, guys, it's just given, I might just bring it in a little closer each side, just to give that kind of more fresh look. Okay, and I think for the blush then we're done. So that was Tahiti from E.L.F, and then the blush, or the bronzer, was Tanlines. We went in with the Max Factor Pan Stick. Mine was a Nouveau Beige, and we used our E.L.F Poreless Putty Primer. Now I'm just going to pop and get my E.L.F Brow Wiz, and we're going to come back. So I got it, guys. This is just the E.L.F, and it's their Instant Lift Brow Pencil, and mine is in medium brown. So you've got the brush on one side and the crayon on the other. I like the fact that it actually shows the colour too. As you can see, the brown there as well. And in the store they had other colours too, as it went lighter and darker. So that was really nice as well. So we're just going to brush them first. So you could go in with obviously setting powder, guys, too. I've realised I haven't done setting powder. What I might do quickly is just set under the eyes. This is the Super Matte Fix, and it's the Rose, just their baking powder, but the Rose one I find is particularly good for under the eye. So we're just going to do that, and then I do have my Rimmel Stay Matte Translucent Powder, and the translucent, or is it transparent 001 actually doesn't discolor anything. So for a lot of setting powders, I find they've got a creamy colour to them, a white colour, and you might put all that effort into the makeup and then you put on a setting powder and the colour just goes. This is great, so it doesn't actually take away from the colour. But the first thing I'm going to do is just use my Revolution Rose Baking Powder, and I'm going to take that on my puff here, and I'm going to dip in, keeping most of it in the top corners, and I'm just going to very lightly set under the eye. Really, really lightly, guys. you get so much coverage. You don't need a lot, and that shocked me actually the first time I used it. I did not need a lot of coverage, and you can see how quickly it melts into the, I wouldn't say melts, but it definitely transfers easily, but there's no kind of fallout. Okay, so we're going to dip in again. And I'm just using the lid as well from the product. Dipping in again. And we're just going to go the other side. And it's just giving us that nice, literally just setting. And the remainder I kind of just go around the T-zone. Okay, and then we're just going to go in with our buffing brush, no sorry, our blending brush, and I'm going to take a very light amount. This is the E.L.F pointed powder brush, a very light amount of my Rimmel transparent, and we're just going to go around the other areas of the face. It doesn't take away, this is why I probably use it so much. You can see I'm hitting pan on it now. It doesn't take a lot, and you can see when I do it, you can see the color isn't coming off, the blush isn't coming off. And I only really do it in the areas that I need. The T-zone is really where I suffer from the makeup falling off first, basically. So let's continue with the brows. So this is the E.L.F Instant Lift Brow Pencil. So we're going to brush first. Just getting it all in the right place. And then we're going to follow that on with the crayon. And see, the sun is really shining in now. It's putting little shapes on my face. Okay. Yeah, after this, I'm going to just do a quick video on the unboxing. I have it just down here. It's the AIXPL. That's what their brand name is. It's a 10-inch LED ring light, but it sits anywhere. It's really, really good. Very, it's perfect for travel, basically, so I don't have to bring the bigger one. And we're going to go, so that's kind of it. You can see just more of a kind of, it's a great match, and then it sorry guys, I got a call. Okay, so we've just done this one. So yeah, I like the fact that this E.L.F Instant Brow pencil, it just really is a good match to my natural color. So all this does is gives it a bit more kind of really kind of strength, but it doesn't kind of take away, it's not too dark from the natural color of my brows. So we're just going to brush that through, and we're almost finished, guys, which is great. I mean, you can do eyeshadow if you want to. I can do some now just for the sake of doing it and just give you advice on what I would do. I do really neutral colors, nothing too kind of intense. So we're just going to take that over where the actual brow is, not putting it anywhere, not trying to create something basically that's not there. Okay, you can see how quick it is, guys. I'm sorry, the sun is just trying to get in. Okay, so you can see that's really, really quick and simple. Okay, so now what we're going to do is show you just, I wanted just to show you a palette that it might look very dramatic on screen. It's the NYX Ultimate, and it's also their eyeshadow palette, but it's more of the browns. So warm neutrals, I would say. So we're only going to go today, this is only if you want to, it's not a step you have to take, but I'm going to go for like a very neutral kind of very light above the crease creamy brown color, just to kind of set the whole thing. What I'm going to do for lips is, this is number 7's crayon, and this is in Dream, it's their high shy lip crayon in Daydreamer. So, and it's really, really simple, light, very soft, very moisturizing. So what I'm going to do is just show you the colors here. There we go. And we're going to go in with this kind of eggshell color, and the lid. We're just swiping that across with the warm, really simple to do, just on the lid. There you go, 2 applications of that each side. And then I'm going to do this slight as more of a very light tan brown in the crease, and that's just going to give us a bit of depth. So it's not going to look too strong, it's just going to give us some depth, give the eye a little bit of depth, and then mascara, and we're done. Okay. So yes, that's it. Just making sure they're both even in terms of the amount of colour that's on each one. I think this one might just need a little more. Okay, and that's it, guys. So now I'm just going to get a fluffy brush. This is my E.L.F. Fluffy Eye Blender, and we're going to go in with the lightest brown, but a warm brown. And we're going to go in with, what one is going to like not look so intense? It might come off brighter on screen, but this is the one I'm going in with. It's actually a very warm, neutral brown. So we're just going to take that on the blender brush, not a lot, because a lot of the NYX colors go a very long way. And I'm super gentle because it does come off strong. And I'm looking directly in because my eyes are slightly hooded. It's coming off a little red on screen, but it's like a neutral, very warm brown. And I'm going to use whatever's remaining. If we have to go back in, we will, but because it's such a strong color, I'm not going to like double dip, if you know what I mean. So yeah, so I can do that now, but that's because we've used up basically what is on. So if you didn't have hooded eyes, you could look down and do that. But because I've got hooded eyes, if I looked down and applied that, when I looked up naturally, the colour wouldn't be there. It would be stuck in between the lid. But because they're slightly hooded, I look down and then I go right above, just above my natural crease. So that when I look ahead, I can see the colour. Okay, so that's going to be the eyes. What I'll do is the mascara, and then we'll come back for the lips. So mascara's on. I just used my Fenty Beauty, and this is the Hella Thick mascara. It's their miniature. So yes, that's it. Again, it wouldn't take that long, but I wanted to kind of sit and go through it with you guys because it's super relatable. I think I know it's spring, but I seem to have this winter flu that just doesn't want to go. So I'm going to go off and take a lens sip now. If you have the time, guys, or the energy, you could put something like Makeup by Mary, any kind of enhancer to enhance the skin if you wanted to. But this was, to me, what if you just woke up, you had a little bit of energy to do your makeup? What's the easiest things to go to? And they're pan sticks. They're not things like this. Pan sticks, anything putty that you can just minimal blending, I think, is the key. So now what I'm going to do is just show you lastly that lipstick, and it's more of a lip crayon. As I said, it's from number 7. It's probably the only number 7 product that I have, and it's their High Shine Lip Crayon in Daydreamer, and I think it's just really moisturizing. I am going to swatch it because I don't think it's, just so you can see what it looks like. Super like a skin lip color. And there you go, just really simple makeup. And again, it doesn't dry the lips out at all. So that is the finished look, guys. There will be pictures, obviously. I feel like it's just one of those looks that you can feel like you can just run out of the house. You don't really feel super conscious. Again, you can go as further as you want with it if you want to enhance the eyes. You don't even have to do the eyes. I think I just wanted to do the eyes just to show you there is a simple way to do it if you wanted to. But this is the finished look, guys. Pictures will be up on my post section of the page. I also am going to be doing, as I said, I think I've put a post up of it for today, was the smoothie. I don't think I could make a smoothie today, guys. I have all the ingredients. I've even got like wheatgrass. I've got lots of things that we're going to be put into it. But what I will do is we'll move it to next Wednesday. I'm going to put a post up as well as this look. I'm going to put a link to the playlist, but also if you don't want to go through the playlist and you don't want to search, I am going to link the videos on the post so you can just click on them. So this is the look, guys. Very simple, but that's what I wanted to come across as. It's like a no effort, feeling sick day makeup, basically. I hope you enjoyed it, guys. Thank you for all the subscribers. I really appreciate you. If you do like this content, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.